What's up, everybody? Howie Spangler here. It's episode number 125 of Tales from the Green Room podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you're all having a great Friday. Um, First off, I just want to say this episode is brought to you by the Cash App. It's a really easy way to send money, request money from your friends that might owe you some money. And money is awesome when you have it. So, yeah, there you go. Use my code KHBSMVD right there. KHBSMVD right there. And get yourself $5 for signing up when you use that code. Uh, also, thank you guys so much for. It's been an exciting day. It's been an exciting day. The house that Bradley built, we did a Sublime song for it. Um, uh, I mean, it's all Sublime songs. What am I talking about? Live television people. I did a song called STP, which is one of my favorite Sublime songs of all time. That one just really connected with me, and uh, I don't know, it's just right in my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? And I remember listening to it when I was a kid, Robin the Hood, and I think I maybe heard it the first time on Stand by Your Van, the live album, and it was just I don't know. I just loved it. It was the big chorus is really powerful to me, and then when it gets into the verses, that driving kind of kick and snare, and just the melodies, the damn thing's melodies all the way across. It's all hooks, you know. So just really connected for sure. And anyway, that came out today, and I recorded it back in October of 2019. So it's been a long time to wait, and I'm so glad it's finally out. And the response has been awesome, super positive. Everybody seems to enjoy it, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. If you haven't checked it out yet, please go check it out. It's the house that Bradley built. It's going to be coming out on Law Records on September 4th. You can pre-order it right now. They got it on vinyl, so you can get that. But there's been a few songs already. Us and the Mad Caddies came out today, and last week was I think Pepper and Long Beach Dub All Stars. So I guess they're going to be rolling out bands every week um, up until September. So look out for that. The house that Bradley built is part of the Knoll Family Foundation, which is in memory of Brad Knoll, who passed away from addiction in '96. He's the singer of Sublime, for those of you that don't know. And they're basically raising money to put this house together, which is going to give a free place to go for people that are struggling with addiction. And I just think that's a great cause. And these people don't need to be made criminals. They need help, and they can be rehabilitated. So I just love that this is happening. So uh, very happy to be a part of it. And if you're listening, you're streaming, you're pre-ordering all that, you're a part of it as well, because all the proceeds are going straight to the Knoll Family Foundation. So today, I wanted to talk about. I've been doing a lot of podcasts lately, and a lot of things come up about the pandemic and people being out of work, and artists are wondering, like, what can I do? Like, what should I be doing right now? It's like, because we don't have shows right now. We don't know when we're going to go on tour again, and it's looking like nobody's going to tour until next year. So it sucks, but we have to sort of wrap our minds around that, or at least I have been, trying to come to terms with it. Um, so it got me thinking about, what about people that aren't artists? What about, people that are uh, crew for those artists? Or what about someone else that maybe has been laid off, that, it isn't in this industry, somebody that just, you know, uh, isn't an artist themselves, by trade or whatever, they don't get paid for it, but uh, maybe what could they do to, to sort of help them get through? And, some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, I'm basically just going to talk about monetizing yourself, and how I think you can do that. Um, you know, that said, at the same time, it may not help right now as far as, like, monetarily, because it takes a long time to build these things, and to become, to get the awareness out there, and you have to kind of build an audience, and then it takes a while to monetize those things. But this can put you on the path to when this sort of thing may happen again. And that's I'm sure we're all hoping that this doesn't happen again, but in the possibility, that we're put out of work again or something, maybe next time you can be ready for it. Um, and so these are just my thoughts on that. And I just want to get people pumped. I want to get people excited about, um, kind of living life on their own terms. And that's what this podcast has always been about. Um, I talk about my time in the music industry and all that, but it's there's a fundamental level of this of just drive and wanting to live my own way and things like that. So I think this applies. It's just another a way of looking at it, and trying to help, like I said, set yourself up so maybe you can quit your job one day. Um, so I think that we all have talents. I think we all have some kind of talent, and I think a lot of us just don't realize that you can probably make money off of that talent. You know, there's different ways to go about it, but uh, I feel like there are some of us out there that know how to cook. They know how to make a great deviled eggs recipe or something. Uh, they know how to they can draw. It doesn't necessarily have to be like music, like the show's about. But um, you know, I was laughing myself earlier. I was like, I'm gonna tell these people to monetize themselves. People might be trying to understand what that means. Like, Mr. Spangler, Mr. Spangler, are you telling me that I need to be a streetwalker? Sell my body? And no. But some of you out there are like, because I will, you know. But I don't know. I just you can. There's a lot of things that we can do that we live in this era now that where it's completely possible to to become, you know, Instagram famous, TikTok famous, things like that. And you don't need to be. I'm not saying you need to be famous, but you can make money off of things. You can. It's we have to kind of let go of that tradition of it's time to grow up and finish school and go to college and then get a job and then start a family and claim Social Security and then die. You know, that's kind of been my cynical outlook on that. And I never wanted that. And I think there's a lot of people that don't want that either, but don't know that they haven't, that it's optional. It's an optional thing nowadays. um, I think we're long overdue for conversations about, from the norm about uh, setting up multiple like revenue streams. I think we are in a time where we need to be thinking about, how can I monetize? How can I take this thing that I'm good at and turn it into some revenue? And it may not be a lot at first. At first it's not going to be anything. That's true. Uh, But the cool thing is that if it's something that you actually love doing, then it doesn't feel like work, right? It doesn't feel like you're missing out, um, or you're losing time or anything like that. Look, I've been in a band for 25 years. This is year number 25 this summer, and I I've never felt really like I'm wasting my time. You know, Look, there's those moments where I get in those moments where I'm just like, I don't fucking waste my time. Whatever, whatever. But that's just because I'm upset in the moment. I'm angry. In the overall scheme of things, I've never thought like I'm wasting my time. I am wasting my life, because I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Like I'm excited about it. I get stoked to make music, and and be creative and put things out there. And so it was like the music almost like wasn't enough. So I had to make a podcast and then I make a YouTube channel. I'm in the early stages of possibly writing a book. Like I just I like making stuff and I like putting it out there. It's gratifying. Um, and whether people see it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's just about It's about just getting it out there. Um, so that's what it is. If you're, for example, like if you like to cook or you're into fitness or uh, I tell my brother a lot, like bro, you love B horror movies. Like he loves like old horror movies that are like kind of bad but cool and good at the same time. He has good taste in like B horror movies. Let's put it that way. Um, and horror movies in general. And I'm like, bro, you could go on YouTube for a half hour and do a show every week and talk about, watch a movie and then talk about it, that next Monday or whatever. Like and create a whole business model around that. Like just, selling your shirts and everything, call it something cool. Like I just feel like he'd be so great at that. He has such a cool personality for things like that, for telling stories. He's a very funny, entertaining person. And I'm just like, dude, that'd be amazing to see that, Um, maybe somebody that's like into fishing, you're into fishing. You could go on and if you know a lot about fishing and bait and tackle boxes and shit. I don't know shit about fishing. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't talk about it, but talk about like what's the best time? Where's the best spot that you went fishing, and what kind of fishing pole should I get? And is there a better uh, fishing line maker like brand out there? Like those sorts of things. You could get on and talk about those things. And yes, it's going to be small at first. It's going to be small for a while. There are some things that catch on pretty quickly, and that's great. But just be consistent. Like, always make it. Like always put out the videos. Always, go use the free platforms that we have: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Uh, and just go live like this and just talk about the thing. It doesn't have to be for an hour. You can talk for 10 minutes. But be engaging and uh, ask questions of your crowd in the comments and things. What's up, people in the comments, by the way? Um, and start building an organic relationship with your audience. And I just think that this is a great way to sort of get yourself started. And you're gonna have to work the job for a while. It's that's just part of it. We have to pay bills, especially if you're starting, when you're late 20s, 30s, 40s, and up. It's always possible, and it's no matter what age you are. I will say that you don't have to start this when you're 15 years old or 20 years old. You can start this if you're 50, 60, 70. It's a matter if you're willing to do the work, have some patience, and be in love with um, the thing that you're talking about. Uh, are you good at crocheting Christmas sweaters? Did I use that term properly? I don't know shit about crocheting, but is that knitting? What would that be? Can you make a dope Christmas sweater? You know, in like record time. Like people pay for these kinds of things. We're all small businesses out there. Like we're sort of dependent on each other. And the corporations are fine, right? But it's like that's why it's always good to go into town and buy locally. And support your community. It's the same thing with each other. Even though I live here in Maryland, I could make something and send it to somebody who lives in California or Montana or something. It's like we can support each other's art, support each other's process, creativity. Uh, so like another idea would be, mental health is like a big thing right now. Mental health, because of the pandemic and being on lockdown and things. Um, a lot of people are depressed. And I mean, people are depressed all the time. Even before the pandemic, but a lot of people are alone right now. They're home and they're bored and they don't know what's going on. And what if you're somebody that knows a lot about mental health, about how the mind works, or you understand depression, or you have it, or you had it and you beat it, and maybe you could get on and talk about your own struggles and what you did to get through it. It's like it lets people know that they're not alone in that. And create a channel based on that stuff. uh you can go be a speaker and eventually at some point. Um, I don't know. I just think there's lots of ways, and so like I've watched and read a lot of things about being an entrepreneur, um, and uh, trying to create that path and live that path, and ways to market your product, right? And I've always looked at music as a really tough thing to market, because it's like you've all seen it. Check out my band. Hey, our new album's out. Go listen to it. That's the typical marketing you'll see from a band. And it's like a lot of people don't care. They don't know who you are. It's like, why would anybody care if I was like, hey, my new record's out and we didn't add, hey, our new album's out. Go check it out on Spotify right now. Most people aren't going to know who your band is. It's like, unless you keep it in the family, but the whole idea is to grow, right? So it's like, that's not a winning strategy. Um, you hear a lot about getting the DM, like message people and be like, hey, what's up? I'd love to provide this service for you for free or whatever. It doesn't really work that way with musicians. It's like, you could say, hey, I'll play your wedding for free. I'll play your party for free, things like that. Um, again, I still think music is a tough thing to sell when people don't know what it is. Um, so getting in the DM or doing an ad like that is kind of counterproductive. Um, so I was trying to think of ways to, like, how can we make, how do we have our own marketing uh, strategies, that's not super spammy and feels invasive or anything like that. And the best thing that I can come up with, and this works, I think, on a fundamental level, when you're trying to, even if you're trying to, like, meet people and network and things like that, you don't go to like a, I mean, when you go to those conferences and stuff, that's what that shit's all about. It's about, you're meeting people and you're like, hey, what's up? My name is, this is how people handshake. Um, hey, what's up? I'm so and so from whatever company, and this is what I do. Here's my card. That's what those things are for. But you know, to go out and be like, hey, everybody, I do this, hire me or whatever. It's just strange, and it just comes off spammy, and nobody wants to hear it. So my thing is, like, you got to look at it. You got to play the long game. You can't be worried about money. You can't be worried about likes, views, comments, things like that. Just get into a community, start posting about anything but your product, anything but what you do. Work your way into the community by just being a cool person, a nice person that just wants to join the conversation. And eventually you start, people want to know, hey, what do you do? What do you do? It's like you're building an organic relationship. It's the same thing. Like, I've seen it so many times where, like, people approach me, like an unknown artist from a town will want to, like, throw shots of whiskey at me at the bar, and then slip their CD, be like, bro, I'd love to check out my CD, please. I'd love to come on tour, this and that. And it's like, I can appreciate that on a level of, like, all right, man, no fucks given, right? Like, just get it out there. But it's more effective. It would have been more effective if he, like, never said anything about playing and was just hanging out and we're having some drinks together and just talking about whatever, talking about Step Brothers, or or the latest Resident Evil game or something. You know what I mean? Like, like anything but the thing, because again, it comes off spammy. So build a relationship with someone, and then over time, sometimes a lot of time, opportunities come up to where you'll be able to share what it is you do, and then people will start getting interested. It's uh, I just think that it's a better non-invasive approach, and you don't come off like an asshole. And like, that's another thing too. When I say these kinds of things, when I tell people things like, dude, you can do this, you could do this. Like, what about this? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm coming off as an asshole, like I want to be, I'm definitely working on my delivery. And like how I can package this up better and not sound like such a bully, maybe. And but it comes from the best intentions, and like it comes from the heart. I love watching people win. I love seeing success for others. Um, and there are people that aren't like that. Some people want to hate on your success. But let me tell you, if you have haters, you're doing something right. All right. So and which brings me to like my next thing. Like, um, if you're someone that's like good at articulating your thoughts on something, on a particular issue, or something you're into, then it's kind of a no-brainer for you. You know, and if you don't look good on camera like me, for example, no, if you feel like you don't look good on camera or something like that, um, you know, that may be just a thing you need to get over. Some people just maybe they just, yeah, I'm really awkward and weird. I'll just kind of sit there. Whatever. Maybe you need to write or to start a podcast. But if you're good at articulating your thoughts, man, you can talk about something for like an hour and you're really good, it, like really well. I mean, that's killer. That's a gift. And you should like use that, Uh if you're someone that, everybody yells, I feel like, you know, we need to just develop. So you need to kind of throw yourself out there in the fire and then just deal with it and work through it. I sat here for 30 minutes before I did this episode right now. Um, because I was like, this isn't exactly like off topic, but it's not about band stuff. It's more about fundamental stuff. And and I was like, man, do I know enough about this? Do I feel like are people going to be pumped like watching this? Like, am I going to sound like an idiot? You know, but those are those things. Like ultimately, I got over it. I hit go live. I hit the button. It's like fuck it, just get out there and do it. I'm going to say dumb shit. It doesn't matter. You know, um, I hope that by the end of this, that you get some value from it and it gets you pumped and excited about doing something or starting something because the most important thing is that you start. It's not how it looks, it's not how it sounds. You know, uh, on that, I say put your best foot forward. Definitely try to make it look good and try to make it sound good. Um, but it doesn't need to be perfect, you know. And I mean, I listened to my first episode of this podcast, and I'm like, whoa, I sound like an idiot for sure. like, and I feel like I still do to this day, but I don't care. I don't care anymore. It's like I've had a lot of experience and a lot of things that I've done. I just tell you things that have worked for me. I would never tell you anything that I don't know a lot about, or something that didn't necessarily work for me. Uh, these are all things that worked for me though. So it's like you just start whatever it is. Um, and so like uh some of you might say, well, I'm afraid of people I'm afraid of what people will say. I'm afraid of failure, you know. I am afraid of looking dumb or saying dumb things. Ultimately, if you really you have to believe in yourself. You have to uh you have to really like look, if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? You know? Um I feel like we're all special. We all have something cool about us that's unique. We all have talents, and you just need to make them work for you. So it goes back to um, taking that talent, realizing the talent, and making it work for you. Uh, so I had a friend who draws a lot, um, and I was like, dude, why haven't you why haven't you set up your camera up here and get a little light, you know, and go live and draw on these drum heads. Why haven't you done that yet? And just talk to the crowd. You look in the comments, ask for suggestions, ask, hey guys, what should I put here? What should I draw today? What should I put in this picture? How's this looking? What do you guys think? At the end of it, you know, auction it off or sell it for 50 bucks or 100 bucks, like it would be easy to do that because I think people appreciate art, in that one case. I think people would love to have some dope ass Star Wars drawing, on a drum head that they can hang up, you know? Um, this person knows who they are. um, but I just feel like it's such an easy thing. If you're gonna do it anyway, why not try to monetize it and put some money in your pocket and not feel so stressed out about what's happening right now? Use your talents. Um, believe in yourself. Uh, you know, my fiance, actually, I know she's watching right now. I've told her a few times. She's really good at making stuff. She's really good at like crafts and things. She gets into her projects. Like when she's doing something. She reupholstered all the dining room furniture a couple weeks ago. And it looks great, you know? And she did it relatively quickly. And it was like her first time. I was like, "You're really good at that. Like, why don't you like she's good at like she dresses her kids awesome." I'm like, "Man, you find some awesome clothes." Like, she has cool ideas. She can make stuff. I don't know, make clothes. You can go to like hit the garage sale early and like turn around and flip things. I don't know. I just feel like it's something easy that she could do, and I just need to get her pumped about it. So if you're in the comments right now, tell her she needs to go do that shit. She's really good at it. It's very like, so I started when started the YouTube channel and all that last year. And then I did my solo record. Uh, you know, I was able to print up T-shirts and CDs and sell them right here out of my basement. And I have these wonderful supporters out there that that just I'm so grateful for. Um, and they buy my stuff, because they want to rep. I don't know if they're going to wear the shirt ever, but they just wanted to support me, and I just think that's amazing. I think that's so great. Um, I'm appreciative, and I really feel like that you out there, the listener, could do the same. You don't have to be somebody that's had a platform for a while, or this is something that I've been building for 25 years, but um, I would have done the same thing if Ballyhoo wasn't a thing. I would have done the same thing. I would have just started to try to build my own name and make my own products and get them out there. And now that I use these tools, the YouTube and everything, and the podcast, it's like the message gets out. You know, and ultimately nobody has to buy any of my stuff. But I think that they just want to because they want to support. Um, so I picked up a printer, labels. I have all this shipping material. Look at all this. Look at all this. I got all this like bubble wrap and stuff. Can you hear that? Internet. Like all my like all my like Amazon packages and stuff. I just save them and I just use that. I use those to send stuff to people. Um, you got to repurpose, man. And so yeah, so I sell things right out of my basement. And it helps put money in the bank so I can keep reinvesting into my business. And I feel like that that can work for anybody. But also understand, like as I said before, that it takes patience. Don't choose something that you're not really into, because then it's going to feel like work, especially when it doesn't happen as fast as you'd like it to happen. Money takes a long time. uh you know don't be worried about the money. If it's something that you love and you're not concerned about money, your time, uh you're not concerned about watching all the shows and stuff, and you rather focus on the thing. you know I got to come up with a better term than the thing, but you guys know what I mean. um then, that's something to start with. And that's going to be, your drive is going to push you. You're It's going to happen. I just want you guys to know that it's going to happen. You may not get rich. You may not get rich and famous from whatever it is that you're into, but you can take you can start going part-time at your job, because you got several $100s coming in from your business, on the side, per month or whatever, like, or even more than that. It's it really, if you just aim for the stars, that's all I'm trying to say here. Just aim for the stars, and believe in yourself, and just know that it's totally possible for you. Um, I hate the idea of people being unhappy and not loving what they do, and like being forced to work the job that they don't like, you know, or be in some situation that they don't like. But ultimately, it is up to you. It's up to you to make the decision to change your life, and pursue the thing that you want. And you're gonna have to work that job for a while, to pay the bills, because that's life. We have things demanding of us that we need to get to. But on the side, on the off hours, spend your time working on that thing. And you use the free tools, on your phone, and get the word out. Start a channel, start a pod, start writing. You go to, you know medium.com or something, and write articles, write short stories. Go on your laptop and start writing a book about your life. Start writing a book about something that you love, that you know really well, you know and tell your friends about it. Get your friends and family to support you. Set up a PayPal link, set up a Venmo, Cash App. Use my code, you get $5. But I'm just saying, man, I just want to see people be happy, and going for it. I feel like if we're happy with what we're doing, we're gonna be better people to the people around us. Um, and on the reverse, if you're angry, you're gonna be unpleasant to be around, and nobody wants that. So why don't we just want to be happy? Why do we want to feel anything but good, right? So I don't know. I hope that helps. If anybody has any questions, real quick, I'll throw them up here. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Um, yeah, here you go. All right. Colin says, I'm exhibit A of that, working a job I hated until I found a passion in music, began working my way into the scene and grinding to learn and network. I've been lucky to have some early success. Yes, Colin. I know Colin. This is very true. He got into it. He pulled me aside one night at a show. He's like, "Bro, how do I get into How do I get into this? How do I do this?" And I just gave him whatever info I had. I'm like, "Look, man, just what you're doing right now is great. You're reaching out. First off, you're showing interest, and he's also a nice guy, and he's not a weird creeper. That helps. But that's what you do. You have to reach out. You have to take some initiative, and find and seek things out. Things aren't going to land in your lap. Nothing's going to happen if you're, I say in our song, Ricochet, um, good things happen to those who don't wait around. Like, because you've always heard that thing, good things happen to people that wait. I'm sure there's sentiment in that. There's a good sentiment. But to me, didn't make sense. I was like, well, no, I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to go do something and make it happen. You know, don't wait for the stars to align. Reach out and align the fucking stars. You know what I mean? Grab them, and make it work for you. That's how it is, and that's what Colin's doing. So, and of course, as soon as he got into the big gig, everything got shut down. So, see you next year, Colin, for sure. But yeah, man. I mean, right there, exactly. David says, I've always wanted to do video game music. Honestly, don't even know what would be the first step to take. What software? Oh man, so nowadays, video game music is like full blown, like wave files, like with full symphonic orchestras and horns and guitars and drums and stuff like that. You can go crazy with video game music nowadays. Back in the 80s and 90s, those guys had a time creating 8-bit and 16-bit music because they only had so much memory to work with, and they had to keep it simple. But somehow those guys were geniuses and brought us some of the most catchy tunes you've ever right. And video game music, man. I just I would say grab grab GarageBand if you're on Mac. I'm not sure if you're on Mac or not, but if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can get it there as well. I think it's free. Um, or there's also other apps on the app stores um, that that you can create beats and stuff. Start there. I don't know what kind of gear you have already, but um, start there and then just think about, like, maybe go play a video game. Go play a video game. Put it on mute. Or then now a lot of games now you actually turn the music off and just listen to the sound effects while you're playing. Do that. Play the game a little bit and like think about what comes to your mind in this scene right now. What's this level about? What's this level make you feel? And start building music around that. As far as getting music into games, I don't know exactly how you would do that. My first guess would be maybe do something like start a Fiverr account, Fiverr with two R's, and list yourself as a video game music creator. And you might get you might get some indie developers that come your way and may want to license your music. So that might be a good way to do that. I hope that helps, David. Let's see. Wes Anderson worked my merch at the Ballyhoo Halloween show. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah, man. Look, if you if you're on the Ballyhoo show, you're gonna have a merch table. So work it and get out there. And I say, you know what I hate? I hate when we're on tour with bands and I see bands that I love being on tour with bands. I hate when I see some bands uh not out at the merch table greeting our fans, because I'm like, bro, you're wasting an opportunity. You should be out there. Don't be back here drinking with me. Go out there and and talk to fans and meet people. When we played with 311 the first time, and probably every time after that in 2008, as soon as we were done and we got packed up, we were packing up our own stuff back then. We have a crew. Uh, I went out to the merch area, and when the show was over, I stood there while everybody filed out. While everybody filed out, I'm just high fiving. This is back when you could high five people and it wasn't a problem. I was high fiving people, man. They're like, bro, I just saw you on stage. I'm like, I know, I was there. And I'm like high fiving them. And that's how we started building. And now that 311 community is man, they're so loving and awesome. And we just got accepted right in. That's how you should do it. So when you're opening for Ballyhoo, you need to be out there in the crowd working it. And you're probably in your 20s or 30s, and you're good at drinking and not feeling like complete shit the next day. Unlike myself, I had to stop doing that. But yeah, get out there and work it, man. Wes has a new song coming out, everybody, next week. The next week? Yeah. I got to produce it and mix it. Let's see. Trying to make shit happen, but current shutdowns in my industry is really rough. In fact, I tried setting up a fundraiser event for a foundation near and dear to my heart and yours, but it got rejected, at least for now. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that foundation stuff. Yeah, again, Elizabeth, if there's something that you're really into, maybe you could get on and start talking about it. You know, I think even just talking about your life, just like I said, it doesn't have to be about the things I was saying earlier. You have to kind of translate to this, if it's in the art space or whatever, the creative. Don't talk about your art at first. Just talk about you. Talk about the things you're into in life. And what do you guys think about this movie that just came out? Like stuff like that, and then sort of ease into it. Mike Pinto. Oh, you stop. You stop, Mike Pinto. You're the one who's handsome and talented. Uh, let's see. Any tips on merchandising? I want to help friends. Oh yeah, 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 for sure. We have a friend out in Colorado, Danielle, that presses up decals for cars and stuff and boats and shit. And I gotta stop cussing so much. That's my 2021 New Year's resolution. Everybody, stop cussing so much. Uh, and we were just kind of giving her, paying her back for her cost because she didn't really want any money from us, but we insisted that we give her money for cost and all that. So we're doing that. For merchandising, you want to help a friend's band out. How about working on some designs or looking for people? If you're not much of a designer, go look around, scout artists for them, and be like, "Go, guys! I found this great artist. I think they would do a great job, doing some merch for you, doing some art for you guys." Um, and then just start from there, And if you could set up a Shopify store. That's what I did. I run a Shopify store right on my website, and I just sell my shirts and stuff off of that. You could do Shopify, Printful, print on demand, things like that. Um, Upload the design and help the band out and see if maybe they'll want to give you a little cut for being like the merchandise manager or something. You know, I'm the type, like, if I see an opportunity, if I'm not into something but I know we need it, I'm fine with hiring somebody to get it done. You know what I mean? So that is a possibility, sis. Dusty says, meeting fans, that hit me. Howie Spangler, I even told you that at the Reef in Boise, how much I love it that you do. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, the Reef, dude. Now, the last couple shows there have been incredible. So thanks everybody coming out to those in Boise. Yeah, I think, when you're an artist, we don't have a normal job like everybody else, and we have to figure out ways to grow our business without being spammy, like I was saying earlier. And this is part of the way to do it. Just make friends. Just make friends. Make friends that want to support your art. You know. Soul says merch, make quality stuff you would wear. No, you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right. And I'm going to build on what you just said, actually. Make merch that you don't necessarily would wear because, okay. So on the first point, quality stuff. Yes, we try to only print on good cotton, good stuff that feels nice, is soft, isn't going to turn into a square, on the first wash. Something that's going to last a while, And I know bands that uh, don't really care, that they just want to get the cheapest shirt, so they turn the best profit, and just, the shirt, I know right away that it's gonna shrink or it's gonna turn into a box, or and to me, I'm not about that. I'm about making the fans happy in the best way we can, doing whatever we can, to make them happy. And when I sell you merch, I want to know that it feels good or it doesn't break when you get it. I was all self-conscious about the pop sockets the other day. I was like, "Yo, let me know how these are, like, in the hooligans group. Let me know how they are because it's our first time, and I don't want to sell y'all some bullshit." So you're absolutely right about that. But also, um, certainly, there's things that work with the image of the band, uh, but maybe not necessarily, um, like, I'm like, this is gonna be so dope, and then it doesn't sell that well, because people don't really like it. So what I try to do is find out, what is it that you want from us? What would you like us to print? What kind of merch would you like to wear? Because I want you to wear it. I want you to feel good about it when you show people. Um, make it a happy purchase. So for me, it's you may have to print a few things that you may not necessarily wear, you might not be into as much, but your fans might be. So that's something to think about. Patrick Morris says the Sublime Archive was a great way to discover new music way back. Wish we had that now. Great way to make friends with similar taste. Yeah, the Sublime Archive was definitely a wonderful thing. I think it kind of when the peer came along, we sort of got that back. Um, it's definitely a different entity, but yes, the peer is where you can get a lot of news about the bands in our community. Um, the uh, the Sublime Archive was like full of like downloads. You could find a lot of great bands similar, and we were on that as well. So I'm very grateful for that website for sure. Ballyhoo has the best merch from any band I've ever purchased. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We just try to we care, and we want to make sure that you guys are happy. I don't care so much about profit. I don't want to, uh, I'd rather us not lose our ass. But and I do want to make some profit because I want to make more merch. But ultimately, I don't care. We don't need to make $20 on a $4 or $5 shirt. You know, I want to I want to buy the $10 shirt. That feels good. So, uh, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This has been episode number 125 of Tales from the Green Room. Monetize yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Uh, make haters your fuel. Um, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. So just get out there, start something now, and get ready for this. If this shit ever happens again, you know, be ready, and start put yourself on the path to like true happiness. You know, don't stop making money for someone else. Make money for yourself, or make a little bit of money for yourself while you're working that job. Like do something that makes you happy. So those are my thoughts on it. Uh, I hope you take it and think about it, and it inspires you to do something great. Um, Gabriel, yes, merch does ship worldwide. Go to shop.ballyhoorocks.com as well. Word. Jay Lewis, we got something for you coming up soon, bud. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Once again, go grab that the house that Bradley built. Go pre-order that. Any stream, pre-order, all that stuff goes straight to the Bradley's house, the Knoll Family Foundation. It's a great cause. Go listen to our song that came out today, STP by Sublime. We covered it. And I love how it turned out, and the response has been great. So please go check it out. And don't forget to use my Cash App code, KHBSMVD, to get $5 when you sign up. And get your friends to pay you that money they owe you. All right, word up, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Take care.